Click that, do that. Angle that down a bit. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah. Hello, hello, hello. There's nobody here. Oh well. We just waffle at ourselves for a bit then. Apologies for me being a bit late. I got a bit carried away watching stuff and trying to stay awake as I've not had a nap today. Yes, it's a bad day when a Sharpie doesn't have a nap. Although there's a good reason for that. Lots of walking in bright sunshine and heat. Oh, pardon me. And Sharpie do not do bright sunshine and heat. Sharpie barely does blooming exercise, but you know, had to go on these adventures to find extra content to bring you guys. Because if I just stayed at home, you'd be stuck with fish videos and just this mug waffling at you and not pretty nature and architecture and history and stuff like that. So that's why we do it. Well, why I do it anyway. Sorry. Been eating walnut cake and got bits of walnut stuck in my teeth. The best kind of nuts to get stuck in your mouth, I suppose. Hello, Alison. Welcome. First here. And yes, as you know, there is, for the members, there is a new emoji. Because yes, I was a sneaky boy and did a silly emoji. Along with the fishies, the shrimpies, and the snailies, and the ghosty. Hello, Sky Dancer. Yes, there is also now a farting man emoji, so members can utilise that one. Yes, yummy walnut cake. Apparently it said it served 8 on it. Well, me and Mary had a slice, and then I finished off the last bit in it was about that big. So I'd say it served 2, maybe 3, 4 if you're being really stingy with the cake. Certainly not 8. I mean, I could have eaten the whole one quite easily. Thank you very much, Alison. Yes, farty man emoji. I figured it had to be done. When I get around to it, the next one will be a burpee man emoji. That's the one, yes. I kind of went with that one because it sort of looks a bit like me. It's wearing a baseball cap. It's bending over and farting, and it's a bit overweight. So, you know, I mean, I'm more than a bit overweight, but hey, that'll do. So, yes, for both of you, what have I been up to this week? Not a huge amount. Water changes, feeding fish, uploading videos, making fart emojis. Make the burp cloud green. The burp cloud has been green in the past. Seabrook's roast garlic crisps. You can burp for hours afterwards and retaste them. It's lovely. But yeah, so fishy is all doing okay. We've not sold any this week, hence why we went out for more adventures. We should be selling some this week. Hello, Scottster. How are you, sir? So yes, we should be having a clear out of some bristly noses and shrimpies and snailies, and I'll basically give them the rest of the wallies because I need the tank space. It's about time the criblets came out from where they are. Yeah, the pull my finger emoji, that would be a good one. Problem is, any single finger emoji is going to either look a bit rude or, yeah, it's. I'm working on a video. Cool, cool, cool. More videos, the more better. I'm doing okay. Cautiously optimistic. Low on funds, but cautiously optimistic things might improve. But yeah, so what were this week's videos? I can't remember. Ah, yes, Monday was the breeding in the Love Fish Panorama 64 litre. And a bit of an update on the tank. Hello, Purdy Paddy. And then Fridays was the video I've least enjoyed filming. The location I've least enjoyed being in. That's Icklingham All Saints Church inside. I'll leave the full explanations as to what was going on for next Friday's video, as it took me a few days to sit down afterwards to put things together in my head as to exactly what had been going on. And so I put together a short, I say short, it's me, I started waffling. So I put together a video of what happened, what I thought happened, all these kind of things, what I experienced. There's a lot of it is feel and vibe, and it's really hard to explain those kind of things. But so with today's stream name, as I mentioned in the exterior tour of Icklingham All Saints, Deadman's Grave is where Mary and I went today. Now, it's not what you might think it is, because it's not going to be a Friday video, it's going to be a Monday video. It isn't about fish, it's a nature video. So yes, it's a nature reserve, a site of special scientific interest. Home to some very rare plants, one which is actually only found in this area of the country, the Breckland wild thyme. What are the other ones? Burma's cattail, spring speedwell, and Spanish flycatcher. Hey yo, here's Mikey. How you doing, Mike? And then a very rare bird as well, very rare for the UK, the stone curlew. Actually breeds there, and we got very lucky and actually saw one. Not on video, because that would have been a miracle, but Mary and I did get to see a stone curlew anyway. And thousands and thousands of grasshoppers. The moment you sort of veered off of the track and into the longer grass, it was just like a tide of grasshoppers just jumping away from you. Awesome. Seems like I haven't seen you in seconds. Yes. In the previous stream, we have, luckily, unlike chiggers, our grasshoppers don't bite, so my ankles haven't been chewed to pieces. There was a horsefly had a go at me, but that got swatted. Yeah, so that's mostly what I've been up to this week. There's been a fair bit of bench time as well upstairs in the man cave, Working on a Mark 1 Spitfire and a Saab Draken. There's one more fish tank, I promise. Yes. What that should really is just one more fry rack. I'm going to need one, let's be honest. I've got 2 spare tanks at the moment. Or I've got 2 tanks I can put bristle noses in. And I've got 2 breeder boxes full, which are a couple of weeks old. Which means I've probably got 2 more weeks before I'm going to need to fill those, because there's going to be another lot going into the breeder boxes. Which means before those come out, I've then got to sell 300 bristle noses. Where can you get one of those shirts? I have no idea. Mary got it for me. Either Amazon or Teespring, perhaps. I think probably more likely Amazon. Or maybe Redbubble. It's one of those. I do have another t-shirt coming, which I won from the Aquarium Adventures live stream, which is one of the I choose one of the Bristlenose Pleco shirts, unsurprisingly, that says "This sucks." I've actually got stickers around somewhere as well. Here we go. Yeah, that kind of logo on the shirt. So, Pleco and "This sucks." Yes, I'm awful for actually using stickers. I've been sent quite a lot, but I just don't get around to stick them up. That's the problem when your fish room is your living room, your front room, your lounge, as it were. You don't really want a huge amount of stickers everywhere, and they wouldn't survive in the man cave. Far too much lacquer and nasty stuff's getting sprayed around in there, so they probably melt. Oh, I think we might need the new emoji soon. Fire in the hole. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to this week. Cross fingers, there's a chance for a job interview. A bit of luck, which would be pretty much be ideal. Heck with the shirt, I want one of the stickers. Well, you can order them from aquariumadventures.co.uk, or if you go to Graham's live stream on a Friday, 9 PM GMT till 11, every chance you could win some. You might have to pay the postage though. Yes, given what the postage is like lately. He realised that sending things all across the planet was starting to cost him more than he was making from YouTube. Whoops. If we're lucky, he might even pop in tonight. He does sometimes. He might even be lurking, just to see if I'm slagging him off or anything, which I won't. And there's another Scotty, Mr. Alien World Airsoft. Hello, sir. For the artist formerly known as Alien World Aquatics. Oh, Graham, yes, Aquarium Adventures. Spelt as you'd expect. There are 2 Facebook groups. The one with the capital A's is Graham's. The one without is someone who's ripping him off. Whoops. But yes. Basically, if you see I'm in there, it's the real one. But yes. Go over and see Graham. Tell him that I sent you. I mean, he's a much bigger channel than me. probably about 10 times the size, but then he does all this editing stuff and extra software and things for his live streams, so it's a lot fancier than my channel, which is hit record, waffle, hit stop. Do it the simplest way possible, because then I can't screw it up too badly. So it's Graham, who's just built Mega Tank, which for UK is a monster. It's plywood tank, but 8 foot by 4 foot by 3 foot. Just in time for the cost of electric to go up, and it's going to cost them a fortune to heat it. I don't know how many gallons that is. Many. No, you're not going to get banned straight away if you say that. You might think about it, but no. Graham and I are friends. I will put it that way. He's good people. He gets my sense of humour and doesn't get upset with me for the jokes I make. And he accidentally trolled himself a few weeks by for the giveaway to win a Aquarium Adventures pen. It was type in the chat, pen is good, all as one word. Let's just say the mods had got a bit busy, because obviously Nightbot does not like you typing the word penis, especially not followed by the word good. Oh, that was classic. And there's the other one where you try and trip him up on names. And I did actually get him once with Alpha Kenny 1. Yeah. Even if nothing else, just stick the YouTube subtitles on, because he's Scottish and YouTube subtitles are highly racist. They're probably bad enough for my accent, let alone a gentle Scottish accent. Ooh, ghosties. No, there weren't any of them today, thankfully. We did actually have a look to see if we could find where Deadman's grave was. We found where they thought it was and they excavated. And I don't think that was where it was. Because what they excavated turned out to be an abandoned rabbit warren. So, you know. Hello, Mary Page. How are you, my lovely? Always good to see you, my dear. Hope all is well with you. Oh, bloody hell, not more baby Shellies. I know, first world problems. My fish are breeding too much. Yeah. I'm going to need whatever the fish equivalent is of bromide to add to their water, just to get rid of the horn. It's not even the adult Shellies that are breeding now, it's the sub-adults. Been doing too much lurking, not enough getting ready to chat. Oh, we miss you too, Mary. You're always welcome here to either chat or lurk. Yeah, there's a lot of, there's one more tank, I promise. There's a lot of people liking the shirt. If I knew exactly where it came from, I would possibly try and do a link, but 'twas a Prezi. I think either Christmas or birthday present, and Maidenhead would take them, but they wouldn't pay me. That's the problem, Alison. They would give me store credit so I could get more fish. Why am I getting rid of fish? Because I've got too many. What's the last thing I want? More fish. Yeah. So I just got to get the blooming things to grow and stop getting absolutely infested with bloody ram's horn snails. We've got, you know, you buy something to breed to sell, and then you end up breeding it accidentally way more than you ever wanted to, and you end up feeding it to the birds. Another breeding project. Yeah, that's exactly what I do though, Alison. That's the problem. I wouldn't get just like an angelfish or something. I would get a pair of epistogrammas or I say ideally, I'm not entirely sure, a female lemon blue-eyed bristlenose. I'm kind of happy that I've got two males because it means they're not breeding. Because if I had a pair in there, they would be breeding by now, and I'll be getting 150 of them every month to get rid of as well. But then, yeah, the money I'd get for those, the money with the super reds and the commons and everything else, I probably wouldn't need to work as long as I could sell them all. That is the problem. It's one thing being able to breed 300 bristlonoses a month. It's another thing selling them entirely. Yeah, I think the next thing is going to have to be a fry rack, a second fry rack. Yeah, and then figure out where the heck to plug it all in. Oh, thank you very much for becoming a Zach friend, Mike. Again, for those unfamiliar, he's in the wrong place. I've not put him back yet. Oh dear. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Zach. AKA the floof monster. AKA Sharpe's cat ghost. Yes, he's the one who still jumps on my bed and sleeps with me, despite there being no actual live cats in the house. Might freak some people out, but I'm used to it. The same as most people would probably freak out if they saw a shadow figure at the top of their stairs or heard someone walking around in their bedroom when they were the only person in the house. You know you're blasé about these things when you don't pay any attention to it. You just say hello. Hello, Debbie. Not that Debbie's a ghost at all. Debbie is a lovely peep. I actually thought about that the other day. I always start my videos with howdy peeps. I mean, where the heck did that come from? I don't say howdy on a regular basis, and peeps isn't the word I use, but it came up. Shadow people can be attacked with a good strong flashlight. I can, but I don't want to attack Shadow. Shadow's friendly. No, Dan, what ask about knitting Pleco some turtlenecks? He probably, if he's not working, he'll probably be along a bit later. He's probably getting dinner ready or having dinner with the human fry. Either that or he's set fire to another fish tank, or having to clean up from doing water changes and spilling a bucket of water in the passageway all over the carpet with Pleco poop in it. Again. I joke about that, but yeah, we've all done it. We've all slopped water all over the carpet at some point. It just comes with the territory. I hear you. I hear you up there. Yes, I do. Talking about shadow, he's up in the spare room this time, rattling about up there. And no, there's no cats in the house, no birds in the house. It is just me. I think even the window's shut up there. Yeah, because it started raining, so I shut the window. Yeah. Pardon me. Oh, it's Alice. Oh, it was Alice's birthday. Well, we got to sing something for a happy birthday, haven't we? Howdy, Bateson. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lady Allison. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Well, I haven't got a button I can press that does these things automatically like other people have, like Jess. I'm not all professional. I'm as amateur comes. Now, I'm just trying to feed the Shellies, but no food's coming out of the thing. That'll do. Yes. I thank you. I thank you. And for my next rendition, Villiers. No, I'm not. What about twerk? Oh dear. Ain't nobody wants to see me shaking my fat booty. What we can show you though is Shelly Dwelly's going crazy for some foodies. There you go. They're prettier to look at than I am. And while yes, there are obviously plenty of adults, I do just feed the Shellies fry food mostly, or brine shrimp, usually fry food. I put my back out. You're right. I probably either that on my hip. I'll do a Rico and dislocate the hip. I mean, you might be able to see the tiny little babies up the back there. But yeah, we're back over 40 or 50 Shellies in here now. There's all these down the front as well. But yeah, so Shelly feed. Who's out and about here? Well, untangle cable. Oh, we're done. So happy caras. Yeah, black neons. Go over that shoulder. Some Vallisneria that's gone a bit nuts. More happy cara. Dwarf neon rainbow. Corridories. And then over here, snails, super reds, commons, super reds, commons. Yes, beaucoup de bristly nose. More bristles than the broom factory. And yes, I know the camera has lost focus, so There we go. We got it back again. But yeah, if I start twerking, I'm going to injure myself. Either that or it's going to go wrong and I'm going to face plant straight through the glass of that tank. Ooh, pardon me. Which I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see. Especially not me, a lacerated forehead trying to clear up 200 litres of water. No, thank you. Oh, now we've got Mr. Nana, the male of the pair of the Nanakara, up and about up here, hunting something out. What are you after, buddy? Otherwise known as the golden eye cichlid. Where do you get Calico if you bred commons and super reds? I can't remember what you have to put together to get Calicos. Because I bred common to longfin super red and got commons with some longfins. I breed common to sunshine and get commons. So it's going to be some weird combination of genes. There's going to have to be a double and a single or something like that. You have the ghosts, not the twerking. If I twerked, it'd probably raise the dead. Weirdly, as I said, historically, there was actually a necromancer with the same name as me. Fairly local as well, which is weird because I'm not local. I'm not originally from around these parts. Don't actually have any family at all in East Anglia. Closest was Cambridge. I don't think they're there now anymore either, if they're still alive. Yeah, so ghosties. So no, I've not encountered anything really other than my home ghosties this week. Did get a little bit of a vibe by a random beech tree today, but well, that might be where the dead man's grave was. It would kind of make sense to plant a tree on it to mark it rather than a cross or something, as it was a non-Christian burial, just so people know where it was, historically speaking. But I don't know. To be honest, it's actually pleasant to go somewhere on a Sunday for an explore and not end up physically drained because something has drained me, rather than just walking for an hour and 3/4. Oh, this guy's got 2 ghost cats, love them just as much as when they were alive. Yeah. I mean, mine can still be a little sod. He loves pulling the airlines out that run the fry rack. Just check they are actually running. Yes. Yeah. I do regularly have to chop like an inch off the end of the airline and replug it back in because he's bitten through it and pulled it out. But hey, if that's what I have to put up with to have my little floof monster still around and doing what he does, then small price to pay. Need to get moving. LFS opening. Got to get crickets. Got a special guest coming for dinner. Sweet. Well, Alison saw a shadow figure once. Pegged it out the place like Usain Bolt. If it's a first time, then it's kind of understandable. So I've been experiencing these kind of things since I was like 5, so there's not a lot really that bothers me. Most of the time I don't even notice, to be honest. Most of the time we go to these places, it's Mary that points something out to me, other than me noticing it. Although the full figure apparition that weekend before, or the weekend before that, actually, at Icklingham. Yeah, I saw that, and the shout in my ear up at Deetham Green Airfield. I heard that. Yeah, that was a. But also, whereas Icklingham All Saints is a definite negative, it's not a good place to be. It's not a good vibe whatsoever. The airfield was fine. There wasn't anything. It grunted at me. I just thought, nope. I was just noped it out of there at full speed. Fastest anyone's ever seen you move. Yeah, I'm literally more like to go, oh, hello. Yeah, don't mean you no harm or disrespect, but just here. Don't worry. It's probably why I don't get to. I do get the experiences, but yeah, it's weird. It's because I've been experiencing it for so long. I tend not to get scared as such. I've had a few negative experiences where things obviously weren't pleasant. Entities or whatever, spirit or whatever was there. Places where it's, yeah, get out. You can feel it. Yeah, I won't even run for a bus. Do I have a talisman or some way to protect myself? I don't tend to go for that. I mean, Shadow did attach to me to come home here. That's kind of my fault. I sort of invited her. But yeah, I got this little dude. He looks after me. Um, and there's another place we go, which I haven't been for a while. It's starting to go back to another ruined church, which is just such a wonderful, positive atmosphere. Um, it's yeah, it just cleanses everything anyway. You don't need to do anything. Well, on the whole cleansings and things like that, I was watching an interview with the guy who plays Constantine in the TV series, and he was saying like, yeah, when they're doing like the incantations and stuff to get rid of things in the show, they use the correct ones. But when it's like a demon summoning ritual, they change a couple of words just in case. Get myself a crystal or something. It might not be a bad idea. But I think, now what with Zach looking after me, and I'm pretty stubborn, things don't get in. And I know what I'm getting into. If I get the get out of here vibe, I get out of there. There's just no point hanging around somewhere like that. All you're doing is aggravating whatever's there and making yourself feel worse. So, might as well just say sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you. I don't mean you any harm, but you know, you've made it clear you don't want me here. I'll leave. Just let me finish my video first, please. And don't drain all three of my recording devices. One is enough. As I say, that's why this week's video is filmed on the GoPro, because, oh, pardon me, whatever it is inside that church loves to drain electronic devices. Yeah, as I say, it's can't remember the exact saying, but some of the lines of fear grants power. There's no power over you if you don't fear it. I mean, yeah, if there's something and it is being nasty or bad, I will stand up for myself. I will tell it like it is. Um, I'll get between it and Mary, for example. No worries. Yeah, sinister vibes, rush of emotion. Yeah, um, yeah. The rush of emotion can be a tricky one to deal with. As on the sinister vibes is the yeah, just it's letting you know it doesn't want you there. Um, it's not a personal thing. It probably doesn't want anyone there, or it's not a pleasant person. Um, demon, whatever you want to call it. Uh, I think rather than like being a demon or some people are nice and friendly and happy and helpful, and you get ghosts that are like that. Some people are evil, psychotic, tyrannical megalomaniacs. So you'll get ghosts like that too. So yeah, the trick is to find somewhere, especially if you're not used to it, to find somewhere that's pleasant to be. Black obsidian will protect you and your electronic devices. When you compose and start blubbering for no reason, that's all I do. Yeah, I mean, I've had the hits of emotion at biggest one was at Tibbetshire, um, where I just got hit with a wave of just sadness, and I just stood there, and like, I nearly started crying. I'm like, this ain't right. It wasn't the spirit being nasty or bad, or it was trying to communicate to me that that's what was occurring. Um, but yeah, I'd like to think I actually got a decent relationship with the spirits there. Young Wilfred likes to hold Mary's hand. Um, Reverend boys will CF bombs. Yeah, you can always use those. They do tend to work. Well, farther rather than the normal one. I mean, even if you're not religious, especially as a Brit, we all went to school at a certain age, and we all learned the Lord's Prayer and sung carols in assemblies and things like that. So even if you don't believe, it's not going to hurt to recite the Lord's Prayer or something like that. Uh, Even if it just makes you feel better. It puts your mind onto doing that, or not on what's going on. It's a distraction, I think. Although I did see a good post yesterday, which I was actually going to share, and then I thought it might upset a few too many people. Bearing in mind what's been happening in America lately, and the post was ban exorcisms, pro afterlife. It's just like, yeah, yeah, that is the main thing, Sky. Brilliantly put. Trust yourself. Trust what you're feeling. So if there's a shortcut home down some alleyway, and from the shops or whatever, and you get a vibe not to go down there, don't go down there. The same with the building. If you go into a building and you get that feel, the spidey senses start tingling, the vibe, whatever you want to call it, because there is no correct or incorrect term because it's not scientifically proven. Scott trusts that he likes using a pressure washer. Had to be a damn powerful pressure washer to get the old UFOs out of the sky, though, Scotty. But yeah, trust what you're feeling. The fact that you're feeling something is a good sign. That sense is switched on in your head. Perhaps get, like I do, visit places during the day. Siding of the house was green with algae. We couldn't get a plaque to clean it. Yeah, sage and crystals. But yeah. Perhaps visit a few places during the day that are not necessarily the places that people do investigations, because they tend to be the heavily haunted places. No, much like I do with the local churches and churchyards. You'll soon pick up if there's a vibe there, and getting used to that and knowing the feelings and the understanding. Trust the Ginson sausage roll right now. Trust the Hoover do crumbs. I can get crumbs from a Ginson sausage roll. God dear. Doesn't survive long enough to make crumbs. You just open wide and go, next. Yeah, sage is good. I suppose, as I do have a herb container out the back, mostly for what is known as latte leaves, for the little bunny, I really should see if I can get hold of some sage and start growing that. Because that'll survive year round here, outdoors. G'day, Sterlo. How you doing, sir? You bunyip molester, you. I go with bunyip because there's probably more chance of yowies being well, I would say yowies are a thing, bunyip's not so sure. Take little ladylike, delicate debates, not do a slimy slimer. Yeah. Goes in one piece, comes out in one piece. That's generally the way I look at it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't make many crumbs with things like sausage rolls because I only take like 3 bites to eat one. In general. And that's if I'm being delicate. Yeah, I'm a fast eater. In most people, the chew that goes down there, and then it turns and go. Most people, it actually goes back up again before going back down. With mine, it goes straight down. If I gulp drink, you can hear it go straight down and hit my stomach. It's literally, which is why the burps come straight back up again. I don't get trapped wind because there's no U-bend there or anything. It's a fairly common genetic mutation, but also make a small power bag and put what keeps things away. Yeah. I think a lot of it, though, to avoid attachments or things following you is literally to just be aware that they're there. If you know they're there, then you can take steps to avoid them. Probably what causes wind with bolting food. No, that is literally just stomach problems. That is my irritable bowel. If I eat healthily, it makes me ill. If I eat unhealthily, pardon me, I get windy, but I'm not ill. I can guarantee you, if I had a salad, it'd make me ill. But I don't have a problem with my wind because I can't smell it. Yeah, so, yeah. That is one of the things I've got a video recorded that I've got to put up at some point, but I've got such a backlog of Friday videos ready to go that, and it causes you wind issues. Yeah, I think I'm just literally a straight tube all the way through. That's probably the problem. But yeah, I think that is something I do, is, you know, treat the place and the people in it with respect, much as you would with the living. Yeah, so be respectful when you go and when you leave. Say goodbye. I'm leaving now. It's been nice. Thank you for making contact. Whatever, blah blah blah. Whatever you want to say, just say something. All the spirits in our houses: do the dishes, do the laundry, pay some rent, or burn the house. I can recycle corn then. I could if I could eat it, Mark. That is the thing. I mean, if I eat corn and peanuts on the same day, I'm leaving lion bars in the toilet or picnics. Literally. And if things go wrong, then things start ricocheting. And on that bombshell, ciao, Marco. You chose exactly the wrong moment to join then. Oh, yeah. Mow the lawns. Nah, we don't need the lawns mowed. I don't know why I'm trying to get comfortable with hanging my arm over the back of this seat, because it's really not comfortable. Why am I doing that? It's because I'm getting a bit warm. That's why. I've got the back door open and it's fairly chilly. I say it's fairly cool. It's clouded over, nice and dark outside. So hopefully we'll get some rain tonight. Is there a good time to join my stream? Yeah, about 30 seconds before the end. Assuming I'm not singing at the end of the stream. That's probably a bad thing as well. I say singing. I use that in the loosest possible terms. Ah, Ricky, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. Yeah. Always miss a tank at home. Yes. We'll always need one more tank. I'd like to say it's because there's always that one species that we want to have that we haven't got yet. But in my case, I just need more tanks. Oh dear, what's going on, Ricky? Hopefully nothing too bad. Yeah, so we had a little tiny shower on the way back from Deadman's grave. Yes, I know. Man's grave would have been enough. You don't have to say dead. That's kind of assumed, in fact, it's a grave. Although live man's grave might be a bit more interesting. Yeah, so we had a little shower on the way back, but nothing much. But it has been clouding over as the evening's drawn on. So fingers crossed it will absolutely hock it down with rain in a bit. Yeah, hold a cricket match never fails to bring the rain. That's true. Especially a test match. But I haven't got 5 days to sit around and do nothing and there still not be a result. Rain just go to the pub, sod the cricket. The thing is, I think cricket in the rain would be more amusing. It's like tennis, like Wimbledon. They stop playing if it rains. It's like, why? Because they'll slide on the grass. Well, where's spikes then? Wear football boots. In hotel room in Sao Paulo. Flight in the evening to La Paz. Dad has cut my funding. Had to get rid of some of the people in the team. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, football in the rain is great fun. So why other sports won't play in the rain, I don't know. I mean, I get the not playing golf in a thunderstorm. You know, you're lifting up a carbon or metal stick into the air. That's probably not a good idea in a thunderstorm. Same ways, it's not a good idea to go fishing in a thunderstorm, despite the fact that it normally sends the fish crazy feeding. Tennis, it's all right. Stick some football boots on, they'll be fine. Churn up the grass. Yeah, and it might actually make it more interesting if the ball bounces in random directions. Just saying. Watching tennis on television or in real life. Watching men's tennis. Pretty much what tennis is like. Oh yeah, Kitty's got to have ham. Can't be starving the cats. Both sleep. Yeah. People say let sleeping dogs lie. Dogs, yeah, they can get a bit grumpy. Do not wake up a sleeping cat. Oh boy. That way leads to bleeding and pain and misery. And an angry cat. Yeah, tennis is good for falling asleep too. One reason I used to watch Test match cricket was because you could just so easily fall asleep to it. When you had Jonathan Agnew commentating, and it was all just so gentle and nothing ever got really exciting, and you just go. You wake up 8 hours later and they're still playing and nothing's happened. That's what the Ashes are for when they're in Australia. So the Brits with insomnia can get a good night's sleep. Golf's the same, though. Good evening, Miss Adele. How are you, my dear? Hope all is well. Huffing at the weird grunts and squeals. Yeah, I've never swung a bat hard enough at something that I felt the need to make weird noises while I do it. Playing Betty. Oh. Yes, I mean, let's be honest, that is the only reason most men, and it's going to sound sexist, it is the only reason most men watch women's sports. Why was the beach volleyball so overwhelmingly popular during the Olympics? I wonder. Yeah, it's not because it's a great fun sport to watch. And Chewy's here, yay! The lunatic fringe from Kanakistan is here. Adele, what are you doing up at this hour? Adele's weird. But hey, if we weren't weird, we wouldn't keep fish. So just throw that one out there. If we weren't weird, I wouldn't be sitting in front of a wall of fish talking to people I've never met on the internet, and you wouldn't be sat there listening to a person you've never met waffle about rubbish and typing comments in a chat box. It's pretty weird when you look at it, isn't it? So let's get some good laughs in the Dell stream. Yes, definitely. Apparently some nudity as well. If there is, I'm just glad I missed it. But yeah, we're all fish nerds, or I don't think there's any of the modelers in at the moment, because you think fish people are weird. Model builders, oh boy, are they weird. I mean, if you think the fish police have no sense of humour, oh boy, model builders. Ooh. Happy Sunday in continuation. Have a meeting with pizza and beer for dinner. As long as there's no pineapple on the pizza, I'll allow you olives, Marco. But no pineapple. Yes. Yes, definitely. Olives, anchovies. Yes. No kin pineapple. Pineapple goes in batter and gets fried. Italian beer. Ah, yes. Oh, what is the most one we normally get? Birra Moretti, or what's the blonde beer we get? No, Ricky. Pineapple does not go well with cheese and pepperoni. It might go well with cheese, because those of us of a certain age will remember cocktail parties in the 80s where the canapes, canapes or horse duvers, whatever they were supposed to be called, was literally a cocktail stick, or whatever you call them elsewhere, with a little square of cheddar cheese, a little square of pineapple, and then a little silver skin pickled onion on it. And that was like the height of 80s delicacy. Eat a cold, warm pineapple. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is one of the few fruits that I will actually allow into my mouth. But yeah, definitely not on a pineapple. Oh, not on a pizza. Oh. So if you got a choice of toppings and you choose pineapple above about any of the other ones, there's something wrong. You can have ham, you can have bacon, spicy beef, spicy chicken, spicy sausage, mushrooms, peppers, chilies, extra cheese, beef, anchovies. All of those would come way, way ahead of pineapple. Marco has ham, go get him. Small counter-style shop in my home city, amazing deep-fried ham and cheese squares. So ham and cheese toasty, basically. I do them, but the cheap way, using a toaster and a microwave, rather than breaking out the Breville sandwich maker, which, again, that's an invention. I don't know if it made it across the pond. It's a peculiarly English thing. I think the equivalent would be, I don't know, savoury Pop-Tart or Hot Pocket. Basically, like an early George Foreman grill or a waffle maker, which you put 2 slices of bread in, and you put your filling of cheese, butter, ham on the bottom one, put your second piece of bread on, then pull the lid down, clip it shut, and then a few minutes later have mouth-searing agony as the molten lava cheese removes all the skin from the inside of your mouth. Then you have a 30-second period of time where you can eat it without burning your mouth, and then it goes cold. So yeah, I just literally toast the bread in the toaster, butter it, stick some filling on, cheese and ham, wop plop, nuke it for 35 seconds till the cheese melts. It makes beautiful triangle toasties. Yes, as I said, yeah, they're either lava hot or cold. There's about 30 seconds in the middle where they're actually edible, and they're a nightmare to go clean. Nightmare to clean afterwards because it's bread. Oh, not a crispy batter with melted cheese and ham. Oh. Yeah, I think they do one of those similar to that at one of the chippies in town. But theirs is far superior. This is not ham, it's spam. Spam and cheese fritter, basically. So basically a spam wedge. So spam, cheese, spam, batter, chuck it in the fryer. Nom, 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 nom. Lovely. See you later, Marco. Ciao, my friend. Have a good one. Enjoy your pizza and your beer. Rebels are handy for unwanted guests. I think the potatoes you put tomato and extra cheese in. Oh, evil. Even worse. You know what's even worse inside a Breville sandwich? Nutella. Oh boy, is that evil stuff. Nutella chocolate spread. Oh, that just, yeah. That's like trying to eat melted lead. It is horrific. Because not only is it too hot to eat, but the heat actually destroys and burns the chocolate as well. So it's a lose-lose situation. Oh, bloody rain. My ankle's starting to ache now, so I know it's coming. Yes. Yeah, I can understand, not liking Nutella. I kind of had to think when they released one of their snack line things, which is like the old one of the old what I call choc dips, where you've got like little breadsticks and a little pot of chocolates, breads, nom nom nom. They did one as like an on-the-go snack. They called it Nut and Go. No, that name changed very rapidly when they figured out what it was about. Anything new? Not really, Chewy. No new fishies. Well, not. Oh, we got new shell dwellers, but that's only because they bred again. We got new bristle noses, but only because they bred again. Something is coming. Yeah, winter is coming. Can't wait for November. Home finally after years. No new horror stories. No, I mean, we visited a place today that sounds like it should have a horror story, and it kind of does. There is a paranormal tie-in, but nothing bad happened. It's actually a nature reserve called Deadman's Grave. But yeah, so the highlight was seeing a stone curlew and the wild sheep that live there. They're not farmed sheep as such, as they're basically just left to get on with it. They get sheared once a year and they get a bucket of food put out once a day or something like that, but that's it. They're not intensively farmed. They're just literally left to keep the grass short. Because it's, oh, I love me some horror stuff, Ricky. The more true, the better. Yeah, it's not, as I said earlier, bad if it was a live man's grave. I mean, that did happen back in those days. People were buried alive. This is where a lot of the vampire myth comes from. Where people would be dug up and there would be scratch marks on the inside of the coffin where they buried someone alive. They're trying to claw their way out. I've got a video of a floating face in my lab, haunted for years now. Sweet. It's always good. So the only thing I think I've caught so far have been a couple of random noises actually in a video. It's, for all I know, there may well be. Yeah, it just started raining. Yes, they did. And if you look into the actual history of the vampire myths, a lot of what we see today and what we think of these days as vampire myth is literally only traceable back to Bram Stoker. He made all that up. You look at the actual folklore of the Strigoi and things like that, it's it gets a lot darker and nastier. Had vax now. The province is locked down again, and hospitals are full of people that are not Canadian. They perchance coming across the border to get free healthcare, Chewy. It says Ricky's uncle doesn't disturb you. You can see from around 7 to 9 in your standard time. Cool. But yeah, this is it. Most of the hauntings are just no bother at all. Yeah, the Victorian money. Yeah, the bells and things like that. There are even some coffins and entire burials where you could see from the surface down to the person's face. Not free to visitors, no insurance. But yeah, it's holiday makers then. The yes, people turning up in Kazakhstan and yeah, bringing diseases with them. What a way to go, buried alive, exactly. I mean, you're going to die from suffocation. That's the number one thing. So it's going to be a long, slow death. But yeah, there's a lot where there was like plague pits, and people would crawl out of the plague pit alive, and all sorts. Part of our tax system, a visitor pays. So we just give it to anybody who turns up, pretty much, and have travel health insurance. Yes, I used to get my travel health insurance free from my bank. Then I stopped earning enough money to keep that particular perk. Oh yeah, walling people up alive. That comes from over here, Ricky. We did that quite a bit. Is it Raynham or Blickling Hall? I think it might be Raynham Hall. I know Castle Rising, Queen Isabel was basically walled up in a cell in a tower and just left. I think the Brown Lady of Raynham was also walled up or locked up. But yeah, there's a long history of that. One of the old ones was, people do find a lot of cats, a lot of mummified cats in the cavities in walls. Oh, that's a bonus, Chewy. Yeah, grandmother's castles. They used to do it. Yeah, I'll say I used to put the cat in the wall because that would keep away evil spirits. Whether that's because they had a rat problem, and as they were building a house, they put the cat in there. The cat then ate all the rats, and then the cat died. And they heard the rats in the wall and thought it was evil spirits. I don't know. That would kind of make sense. See, a lot of these old folkloric things, you can look at them, if you look at them with a colder, more scientific type head on, you can kind of make sense of quite a lot of them. There's quite a few of giant white rabbits being seen as witches' familiars and evil presences and guardians and all that kind of thing. That was probably just due to the fact that no one had seen a literal giant rabbit, because if you've seen a giant rabbit, they're bloody big. And if you see an albino one with red eyes, yeah, that's going to be pretty freaky if you've never seen one before. Baby shoes under the front doorstep. Keep witches away. Black cats left femur. Buried in a special kind of new moon. Yes. There's all these various things over the years that have come up, and they gradually mutate over time and different cultures. I was actually watching a fair bit of a channel, The Fortress of Lugh, Lugh, this week, which is mostly talking about ancient folklore and history and things like that. How the Greek gods, or how the Roman gods were related to the Greek gods, which were related to the Norse gods, which were related to the Celtic gods. And it's all one big thing of the same stuff, and it's all just slightly different. I mean, some of the names are pretty much the same. India's got a lot of interesting stuff, full stop. Well, I did hear one story from India this week. Well, I think I heard it last week, which I shouldn't laugh at, but I did, because I've got that kind of sense of humour, where an Indian woman was trampled to death by an elephant. Bad enough, you might think. But when it came time for her funeral, The same elephant came back and trampled her again. People practice black magic in Indies. Virgin girls right female. Yes, I'll say it's all weird and wonderful things. But if you dig deep enough, they all tie together. Romans had a habit of taking over the local gods and renaming them. Yeah, they did that when they came here as well. Yeah, I'll say India's a big place. It's got a lot of interesting wildlife. Not all of which is trying to kill you, so it's not quite Australia. It's like a wetter, less dangerous Australia. Slightly further north. And but obviously also previous parts of the great English Empire, or the British Empire. The same as a fair chunk of the globe was at one point. Oh, heck, we even had part of Russia at one point in history. Shellies are done feeding now. They're squabbling over whose bit of lava rock it is. There's one spits a mouthful of sand that way, the other one comes back and spits it back the other way. If anyone's got a tank that they want a tank that they can just sit at and watch endlessly, shell dwellers is the way to go. Snakes of India are fascinating indeed. The older cobras and such. Yeah, the only cobra I'm ever going to buy is a Shelby. When a king cobra is in your home, you know you're safe. Well, you're safe from everything else that might kill you, apart from the king cobra. Yeah, I'm just glad yes. I'm just glad I don't live in a country where having a king cobra in the house is safer than not. Yes, the Shelby Cobra, otherwise known as the AC Ace, until Carol Shelby decided that it needed a bigger engine in it to mess up the handling. Oh, Ricky's off. It's like the Mustang is basically just America's Ford Escort. Let's be honest. How too bad to get bit by a king cobra. Or clumsy, Chewy. I'm clumsy. I'd like to accidentally step on it or something. Howard a taipan. King snake is also a friend. Why do I want to put the letters FUC in front of both king cobra and king snake? Probably more likely what I would actually say than the actual correct name of the herpetological creature. King snake. No, that's a ball python. It's a king snake. Get it away from me. That's weird because I don't actually know if I'm scared of snakes. I know weird to say because I've just never actually handled a snake or a lizard or anything like that. Yeah, cobras are a pit viper. I think they do. They sense heat as well. I'm pretty sure. King Cobra does not. All right, King Cobra versus Anaconda. Not a pit viper, but you know what I mean. They got the heat sense on their face as well. Yeah, I just don't trust animals that can kill me with my face or with their face. That's just a simple rule I live by. Yeah, that's not a snake. That's more of an inchworm. It's probably smelt worse than snakes at some points in history, but yeah. So they go on movement, whether it's the eyes or the temperature or the thermo sense. We'll go with that way. Takes on some really scary snakes that are very aggressive. Yeah, it's got more powerful venom than the others. That's the thing. It'd just be whether you could get a big enough snake that could kill the king cobra before the king cobra's venom killed it. Which I think you're probably looking at reticulated pythons, boa constrictors, and anacondas, aren't you? Really, would be about the only things. Yeah, and I'll say rattlers are vipers. Yeah, rattlers are pit vipers, definitely. They do sense heat. Yeah, snakes go on vibes as well, much like fishies. Fishies pick up on vibration, which is why it's always a good idea if you are fishing to be quiet. I literally live in a country with 2 snakes, one of which is completely non-dangerous to humans, the grass snake, and the other is only really dangerous if you're allergic to it, and that's the adder, or correctly named the nadder. Yeah, I think pretty much any snake a king cobra comes across is going to be a fight to the death. Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense for a snake to eat snakes. Yeah, it sends it by my movements. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be quick enough to get out of the way of me stumbling around at 3 in the morning trying to find the toilet. Half the time, I'm not sure where I'm putting my feet, let alone another creature. Only fears mongooses. Well, also kings can only move 1 square in any direction. Yes, bad chest joke. I suppose maybe at some point when I'm down the LFS, I should ask if I could handle a snake or a lizard. Because they know me fairly well down there, and they've got lots and lots of different flavours, some of which are non-bitey. I'll probably best not start off with black caiman. I'm probably not the one to start out with handling, but you know, we'll see. There's probably more chance of me picking one of them up than there is one of the spiders, though. So, as I said to the guy who was cleaning out the spider enclosures one time when we were down there, I was like, if that thing gets out of there, I'm stamping on it. I don't care what it's worth. If a honking great tarantula comes running at me, I'm stomping it. Hell, if a tiny little wolf spider about that big comes running at me, I'm stomping it. But if it's a spider, I can hear its footsteps. No. Yeah, they're praised. Well, as you say, they keep things safer, and they keep the crops safer as well. So if you're farming and there are animals that like to eat the things you're trying to grow. If you have snakes that eat the things you want to grow, you want the snakes around. It's the same reason why they have the goldfish in the paddy fields. It's because they eat the bugs and then they poop and fertilize the rice. And then they can sell the goldfish. I'm quite how there's anything left alive in my pond with the 3 comic goldfish in there. Red next to black, you come back. Red next to yellow, phone a snake handler. Red next to yellow, phone an ambulance, I think is probably the better bet. Yeah. Or you just see a snake, just leave it be. Just stay away from it and you'll be fine. And weirdly, where we were today was prime adder country. There probably were plenty of adders up there. A calcareous grassland with all the heath and the gorse, and yeah, so there would have been adders up there. Obviously didn't see any because they hear you coming and they hide. Yeah, coral snakes. Well, I stay away from corals, so that's okay. The light gives me a headache. Coloration keeps birds away. Well, birds are sensible. They know what to stay away from. Karens, on the other hand, so I think I figured it out. Right. That'd be the best snake for me is the one that's a long way away in a glass cage that I can go and have a look at occasionally. It's not in my house. Adele's back. Yeah. I say, and itchy ear. It's because I trimmed my ear hair earlier, so I've got stubble rash inside my ear. Yeah, so a small lizard like a gecko or something, I can possibly see me keeping, or maybe breeding. But yeah, snakes, that's not going to happen. As heck, if I had the space and the money to get myself a gecko, I would get another fry rack. That's further up the chain of what I actually want or need. Yeah, beardies are cool. But then again, it's the feeding them and the looking after them and lots and lots to learn. And they're rather expensive if you get it wrong. I mean, sure, it's upsetting and not great if you kill some guppies or a better accidentally because ammonia spikes or whatever, but and plus, me being a relatively heavy smoker, it's probably not good for reptiles. It's probably not great for the fish, but why not go the whole hog and pick up a lionfish? So much stuff. Yeah, lionfish. We'll leave those ones. Not good for birds. Well, I don't keep birds, so we're fine there. Stroke a cone snail. Yeah, definitely not. There's still no antidote for that, is there? For a cone snail sting. Yeah, I'll just stay out of the water. It's a lot easier. lionfish, stonefish. Adele used to collect cone snail shells. Did you use a stick to check it was an empty shell first? That's what I would have done. Yeah. Stay out of the water. Because then all the stuff that's in the water that wants to kill you is no longer instantly a problem. Flesh-eating bacteria, yeah. Fish, jellyfish, snakes, saltwater crocodiles. And if I lived in Australia, I would probably want a hermetically sealed house. I don't want to live somewhere where before I put my shoes on in the morning, I have to flip them upside down and whack them to make sure there's nothing in there that wants to eat me. Not that anything would survive in my shoes anyway. Sit in a bath of blue ring octopus. Yeah. Oh, hell, it's bad enough sticking my hand in the bloody shell dweller tank the times they bite me. Oh, what's the other one? Is it sea dragons? Or blue angels, something like that. Yeah, orcas. Yeah, I just even seals, dolphins. Dolphins aren't playing. When dolphins play with you, they're not playing. Wild ones, no. They're either trying to eat you or they're getting rapey. Orcas are off England. Yeah, they are all extinct. They, or they just buggered off somewhere better. Yeah, exactly. I think the Aussie orcas are off the southwest tip. I think that's the only cold enough water off the southwest. Kenny, I assume it's Kenny anyway, and not Danny. But if Danny's there as well, hello, Danny. There are only a few left in the pod, and they're all the same gender. Yeah, that's probably going to limit the lifespan of the pod. Oh, bless! I bet they don't. I mean, I get the same if I go to the beach. Greenpeace would turn up and try and roll me back in the sea. Yes, exactly. Women are supposed to have curvy, squidgy bits. Yeah, used to use them back in the day to chase the whales close enough to the shorter hunt. Yes. There's a. I thought Adele was going to bed. She was, then she realised some weird British dude was streaming, so she thought she might turn up there. Oh, that was just as Adele was laying down and closing her eyes, the notification went off on her phone. Yeah, I mean, it's like even here we've got stuff in the sea you don't want to step on or get bitten or stung by. It's yeah, just stay on dry land. It's a lot safer, and preferably stay somewhere fully concreted, so there's no life anywhere. Yeah, like most British back gardens, really. It's like either half concrete and wood and just grass, or all concrete or all wood. I think these 4 killer whales, the same person as Sydney. Adele's going to start on chores. Oh dear. Yeah, I've got to do that tomorrow. I say it, but it's just water changes, so it's not too bad. Get the fry rack done. Well, basically, what I do on a Monday is I try to just leave this tank and the new tank. Try and get the rest of them all done on a Monday if I can, or get them all done. Depends what I'm doing. I've got something else that's grabbing my attention that I need to do, like a nap or an interesting video, and then I end up going down some weird rabbit hole. End up watching an hour and a quarter video on the Dagda, the ancient Gaelic god of the underworld. Doing sod all tomorrow, I've earned it. Well, exactly. If you earned a sod all day, or as I call them, a do nothing day. Yeah. That's normally Wednesdays and Thursdays for me. I'll try to make my do nothing days, because Sundays I'm busy, and Saturdays is all the other kind of clear up, tidy up, put the bins out kind of chores, and shopping. Friday is start on those. Friday's normally, so Monday is water changes, Tuesday is Heritage Society and water changes. Sorry, water changes and video on Monday, Heritage Society and water changes on Tuesday, Wednesday, blur, Thursday, blur, Friday, part of my shopping, laundry, wash up, video, Saturday, rest of my shopping, any other tidying up type chores I've got to do. Oh, Dell's got a better. Purpley bluey splendens. Oh, that's one thing I don't have is a better. That's because I haven't got anywhere to put a better. Oh, and that tank there is empty. But that's going to have 150 bristle noses in it shortly, so yeah. I don't think a better would enjoy that kind of a pollution. It's my special day, so I'm on strike and making it all about me for once a year. As well you should. As well we all should. And if people want us to do things, but it's your birthday, you got to go out and you got to do this and you got to have a party, and no, I just want to just go yeah, and spend the day watching crap on YouTube. Yeah. No, raining again. Good-o. They're only short little showers, but it's better than nothing. Saves me A, watering the courgettes, and B, topping up the shrimp tub. I'm going to have a problem, aren't I, when I bring those shrimp back in? Because they're going to be outside in like pH 7 soft water, and I'm going to bring them back in, stick them in pH 8.2 hard water. Oh well. Might have to bring them back in and fill whichever tank or tub they're going into with the water that's in the tub, and then gradually water change it out. That's assuming that some of the shrimp survive anyway. If there's only a few, though, just go in one of the other colonies. I did see something very, very cool this week. I actually saw all 3 of my clown plecos at once. See you later, Mark. Have a good day. Don't work too hard. Thank you for turning up. But yes. What else have we got? Yeah, so if the shrimp survive and there's some left, they'll just go in with another colony. If there's kin hundreds out there because they've been breeding, then we'll be going, oh, where are we going to put them? Bugger. Yeah, yeah. Better decide you only want to eat bloodworms. Well, the you can always try some of those, Adele, vibrobites, because they look like bloodworms. Yes, it is a rare treat. They are normally invisible. You wouldn't. Anyone who looked at that tank would not think there were 3 plecos in there. Mind you, most people who have seen that tank and know the size of it will tell me off that there being 3 plecos in there. You can't keep 3 clown plecos in a 9-gallon tank. Well, they've been in there a year and they're perfectly happy. Along with about 100 cherry shrimp and 8.5 million trumpet snails and a CBD and a pygmy cory. Whoops. Get to play acoustic guitar through 100-watt amps soon. Hands almost bleed to be heard above the drumming. Yes. Yes. You don't realise quite how loud a drum kit is until you're trying to play an acoustic guitar alongside, and you're like, here, have the brushes or the bamboo skewer bundle things. Don't use drumsticks. See my clown plec every day. He's grumpy. I've literally got 3 in a 9-gallon, or 34 litre, a mini flex, and yeah, very rarely see one of them. I wasn't even sure there were 3 still in there. Oh, pardon me. I was thinking, well, there's one I see, so there might just be one left. Native drums are worse. Oh, yes. Steel drums are even worse. The same kind of frequencies as a guitar. Yes. Well, and that's why drums were originally designed. They're loud. You can hear them from a long way away. They were great for making signals. He's normally stealing away from Brady Bristle Noses. Yes. I'd be in the next province. That's one reason why the drummer's at the back. So people can hear the other instruments. And if you ever see the ones where it's normally a metal band playing with the symphony orchestra, Epica did it, and they'll have a perspex screen around the drummer, so the orchestra can actually hear what they're playing, because otherwise they just hear the drums and they can't hear what they're playing. You can see above that noise level too. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger amp, Chewy. I mean, I did have one that would do it. I used to have a Fender Cyber Twin, which was bloody loud. I don't think I actually ever got it up above like level 1 or 2. Yeah, I've not really had any fish that are fussy. And both my betters would eat whatever I fed them. Then it would generally be something different most days. So one day would be some granules, the next day would be some flake, and the next day would be some pellet. The next day would be whatever. I mean, help Norman the better. My blue and blue and red rose tail. He would eat algae wafers. Right. He would sit there, wait for the shrimp to finish having a munch, and then he'd come down and munch on the shrimp's algae wafer. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, with fish, they're like little kids. Yeah, they develop a "I only want to eat this now" kind of attitude, and well, if you stop feeding them that, then they get hungry and then they start eating the other thing again. Yeah, I'll say Norman was like the super chill better. He was a shrimp friend. You got better with shrimp, and the shrimp colony is going crazy. Then you get another better, and you've missed a couple of the shrimp, and it just instantly murders them. Same with the snails, rips off all their antenna, and yeah. So Norman was total chill pill, and Engelbert was psycho murder better. Trying and not feeding you for a couple of days approach. Yeah, let them get good and hungry. There's a, I think that's a lot of it where people are feeding live fish to. Oh well, you won't eat anything else. So what have you tried? Or have you just like chucked a few pellets in there and it's not eating them straight away, so you've hoofed them out and decided that your fish will not eat them? They're not going to starve to death in a couple of days. Yeah, needs to be cruel to be kind, as it were. Yeah, I'll get there. So most fish can easily go a few days without food, and the bigger the fish, the longer they can go. So if it's something that will only eat, practice she plays spoons. Oh, please don't tell me she can play Spoon Man. Um, Dragon Skull is home. He shares it with giant African shrimp. I bet that's a view. We know who's the beater in that relationship, and it's not the shrimp. Oh, I have to go get some sand. See you later, Kenny. Enjoy your sand. Try not to pound it. The giant African wood shrimp is a fan feeder, yes. The Attia gabonensis. The ones I had a lovely pair of, JC and B. And then Spaz decided he was big enough that giant African wood shrimp were snacks. It's scary when they molt, though, isn't it, Debbie? You know, if you got your cherry shrimp or your Caradina shrimp, and one of them, no, they molt, and you barely even notice that they've molted. You get some of the size of a large bamboo shrimp or a wood shrimp. Yeah, you see this honking great molt in the tank that's about that long, and it's like, oh, it died. Yeah, sometimes called the vampire shrimp or the Cameroon shrimp. Yes, but Attia gabonensis. Clue: they come from Gabon. Um, which Gabon, Cameroon, one of those where they were discovered in one place, named after it, and then found in a bunch of other places as well. Yeah, very cool. They are like JCBs trundling around a tank. Don't say I've not seen a molt yet. Yeah, the clown plec will. Nom 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 nom. But yeah, at that time you do see a molt. Uh-oh, what's that? What died? Then you pull it out and you realise it's just a molt, and it's like huge. You're like, oh, Bob the Pleco. Yeah, that's a good name for a plec. Especially a clown, because Sideshow Bob, which I'm guessing is where the name came from. It was that all crusty. I did originally come up with 3 names for mine. I can't remember what they were. It was like horror movie clowns. So there was Pennywise, and a couple of others like that. Pennywise, Gacy, and Eddie Featherhands. Exactly. Give them names. It's not a problem. You know, my Plex have all got names. My Karas have got names. There's Spotty right there. Because when he was little, he was really spotty. Now he's not so much, but he's a very good boy. Little Bert and Ernie the Akaras. Bertie the Bristlenose in there, who I thought was a male when I got her. I've even named one of the Shellies. Bison skins resonate well. Cool. We've got Smush Face, the Shelly. We've got Doug, because he likes to dig a lot. Fred and Ginger, the Super Red Bristlenoses. Who else we got? We've got Trundle. I won't say baby, but juvenile Peppercorey. And then if I've got a pair or something, like Cribs or Pistos, they're Mr. and Mrs. It just makes life easier. Mr. and Mrs. Crib, Mr. and Mrs. Akara, you know, whatever. A lot different than the polys used in modern drum skins or normal, yeah. For some weird reason, people have an issue with animal skins being used on drums. That's how the name came about. That's why they're called drum skins, because they were animal skin. What's the drum skin? Yeah. Yeah, you can play baseball with that drumstick, but you can't hit a drum with it. Yeah, I mean, that's how Vinnie Paul got his name, his sound, wasn't it? Turning, you flip the sticks around and hit them with the fat end rather than the actual end that you're supposed to use. The head, I never remember. Drummers just need to count to 4. They don't need to be that technical. Yeah, the butt. Yes. Forget what skin or hand-made drum is made of. As long as it's not human, you're okay. Right, at some point, we've got to go to the Bury Museum. Bury St Edmunds, not Bury as in Ronnie and Reggie. Now, if you had crayfish, that would be perfect. But we can't keep crayfish in the UK. What was that? Yeah, there's the Murders at the Red Barn. I can't remember the name, but it's a very well-known story, true one. And the guy who did the naughties and the nasties and the murderer, well, he was put to death, and then they used his skin, and they've still got like his death mask, his a book bound in his skin, all these things. Elk skin, yeah, that's gonna be loud. Amanda Panda. Good afternoon, evening, or morning. Hello, good sir. Oh, I'm not good. Oh, I can be good. I'm definitely not a sir. I'm definitely more scum class than sir class. The only thing I got in common with the sir is I don't work. That's not entirely by choice. yeah, you can get the blue lobsters for some reason. I think that's the one thing that they've actually wangled through that we can keep. I'm kind of tempted, but I would have to look into them, and I would have to get a tank specifically for them, so we could breed them and make more and sell more. As you can tell, we have lighties going out, which means, unfortunately, that my time is up. I don't know who is streaming next. It used to be Brienne, but I'm not sure if she still does. It will be on fishfam.link, I'm sure. That's a lamp. She plays spoons or pencils. Yes. But anyway, as I said, my time is up. That's empty, so I need to go and wrestle on an alligator, burp a worm. So thank you very much, everyone, for showing up, having a waffle and a natter and a bit of bants. Thank you to Mike, if you're still here, for becoming a member. Anything else? Oh, this week's videos is likely to be the pond dipping on Monday, and then my final thoughts on Ipswich All Saints on Friday. But other than that, have a good week, everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy your hobbies. Have fun. Peace out. Don't forget to rock on. Bye-bye. Just another Sharpe Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. That's Water Change Day.